Hello, today we're going to be talking about overcoming fear, how to have success by overcoming fear and obstacles and barriers. Chuck Yeager, very important pilot of the 20th century. He was the first man to break the sound barrier. When he broke the sound barrier, it was big news in the middle of the 20th century. It was amazing. People thought it was just absolutely amazing. So reporters were surrounding Chuck Yeager, and they said, Chuck, what was it like to break the sound barrier? What was it like? How did it feel? What was happening when you broke the sound barrier? What's it like to be the first person ever to break the sound barrier? And Chuck Yeager said, well, what happens right before I broke the sound barrier was my plane started shaking the most. And then I broke through the sound barrier. And with you, there might be a whole lot of shaking going on right now. You don't know how you're going to get it, but perhaps you're right ready to make your breakthrough. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. How do we do that? By having a sound mind. Having a sound mind. Be an intelligent person, not just an emotional person. Make sure that your emotions are led by your mind, by your rationality, by the truth, by logic, not the other way around. Too many people are led by their emotions, and that's a bad idea. The ancient text tells us that we are to have this sound mind, and that word in the Greek is sophronimos. Sophronimos is a combination of the word soph, which means safe, and the word for mind, which is friend, to have a safe thinking. So we need to have safe thinking. The antithesis of that is the word phobos in the Greek, which is fear, where we get the word phobia. You don't want to have fear. You want to put that away and put it down. You don't need to ever have any more fear the rest of your days. As a counselor, I've tried to help people dealing with worry and anxiety and fear. And people ask me, why do I worry so much? And why am I stuck in fear? And I often think, that's a really, really good question. But the truth is more fascinating. It may lead to greater fear. I hope it doesn't with you. If you put it in the right context, it will help you. Because I'm amazed that people aren't absolutely terrified out of their shoes every moment out there. Why aren't people absolutely terrified out of their mind when they face what's up in the world? Why aren't they terrified so profoundly that they can't move? Some people say, well, life is about suffering. We see that in some schools of Buddhism. Life is about suffering. Some good speakers these days say life is about suffering. No, that's a bad idea. Yes, life has suffering, but the theme isn't, the focus isn't, it's not engrossed with suffering. Why? How do we know that? Because most people, most of the time, do not commit suicide. If life was dominated by suffering, everybody would be committing suicide immediately. But we know that life has a sweetness. There's great delights in life. That we look out in life with a great zest so often. We want to live. The struggle is to live. And so put away the thought that life is about suffering. Because life is not about suffering, but it's about enjoyment and other transcendent things. So how can people get out of bed at day? How can they even get out of bed during the day? Why don't they just sleep all day? See, without focusing on hope and going forward, it's scary out there. There's monsters out there, if you will. There's stifling pain out there. There's hellish forces out there. And you understand that. You've seen that. And worry and fear without hope are completely understandable. Seasons of calm and peace, that's the mystery. Why do we have that? But we have that in abundance. And you say, well, I often don't follow through. Too often, I'm not really committed. Okay. But without hope, it's a mystery that you even get up and get anything done. Well, you made your bed. Super. You tied your shoelaces. Bravo. That's good. But you have to be committed. You have to go forward. Frozen in neutral is the default position so many times. Frozen without being able to move is the automatic response to the darkness and the challenge out there. Why do so many people use heroin? My question is, why don't so many more use heroin? Why are more taking more and more heroin and other such hard drugs? See, I'm not advocating such, and most people don't, because we do enjoy life. We love life.
Hey guys, you can really help us if you donate to our worldwide media outreach. Just go to our Patreon page at Mike Robinson Apologetics on Patreon, or click the donate button on our main page on YouTube and give as the Lord leads. Thank you so much.